No disrespect to these, but come on, this should be targeted as a win. I can't think of one of their players who would get into our team. It's time for our players and coaching staff to give us a performance that stands out. Ha! None of their players would get into our best 11. They are punching miles above their weight this season. I've never considered them as a serious threat to top 2. Failed to beat these on Saturday and Norwich and Leeds have the automatics in the bag. Ha! Tell you what, the users on the Sheffield United forum are overly confident, aren't they? Incredible stuff. One thinks they've got the best strikers in the league. That'll be Billy Sharp, David McGoldrick, Gary Medina and Scott Hogan. No mate. Most think they'll beat us easily on Saturday. I'm dumbfounded. Ha! The Blades fans are quite confident, aren't they? Funny, they weren't so happy a week or so ago when they threw away a 3-goal lead in 9 minutes. Expect us to smash them on Saturday. Horrible little club that doesn't deserve to be anywhere near the Premier League. The Blades battered the big-headed Baggies. What a headline. So yeah, we'll leave that there. We've embarrassed them enough in this video already. There were a few more comments about smashing us, about them having better players than us, but we'll leave that alone for the time being. But anyway, what a massive, massive win for them Blades. I keep saying it. Every game I'm saying massive win, massive win. We seem to be doing really well against the top teams recently and quite comfortably beating the lower teams in the league. And that's what you need to do to get top 2. So let's start from the beginning. He put up a starting 11 that I was a little bit like that about. I'm not saying, like, I'm never one of these people that says he's wrong or why has he done this, why has he done that. I completely trust the man. Me myself would have gone with Medine up top, but McGoldrick did really well. The only thing that let him down was his final decision on a couple of occasions, but he did really well. I would have gone for Duffy instead of Dowell, but I've got no problem with him picking Dowell. That's absolutely fine, and look what happened. So they were the only 2 changes really that I weren't expecting. Oh yeah, and Chris Basham as well. I expected Basham to come back into the team, but look, Craney stepped up yet again. Craney's been brilliant since we've had him. But what I'd have done, I'd have played Craney at left centre back. I don't know how that would have worked, but I don't see him in training week in, week out. So Chris Wilder does, he knows what he's doing. The only thing what I would have done is I wouldn't have had Johnson at left wing back. I'd have played, like I say, Craney at left centre back and Andy Stevens at left wing back. But they played out of their skins yet again, out of their skins. I was a little bit worried at half time with Egan going off and Stearman coming on, but Stearman did an absolute sterling job yet again. But anyway, let's go back to the beginning of the game. We started the game so much better than they did. Chris Wilder team will always come out of the blocks flying, and we do every single game. I can't remember the last time we didn't come out of the blocks flying, and a lot of teams like to kind of have 5, 10, 15 minutes to settle themselves into the game. We don't let people do that. We're straight in on them, straight away, every single match. So it's great to see. It's great to see, and we tend to get quite a lot of early goals. And yet again we did. I can't remember what minute it was, but yeah, the ball went out wide. Craney made some lots and lots of ground. He came from way in his own half to overlap Kieran Freeman. Kieran Freeman played a bit of a dodgy ball. But saying that, what I was saying to my family was, if Craney receives a better ball from Freeman, he clips that into the box, it may not have been as good a ball because he's got more time to think about it. And you know what footballers are like when they've got more time to think about crosses, shots, doesn't always work out. Freeman plays it into Craney, just about keeps it in by sliding it in, but he slid and got it up and over, right onto Dowell's head. Sam Johnstone's positioning was good positioning for where the ball was, but he wasn't expecting the ball to go right onto Dowell's head to loop it over him. So yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, great start to the game. But with the Villa match, same. We started the game really well. We scored 3 goals, and look what happened. In this game, we managed the game much better. Like, fair enough, we kind of went into our, not went into our shell. We were still playing some decent football. We still had some good chances, but we wasn't playing the free-flowing football that we usually do. I think we kind of scored in the first half. We kind of like. We were still creating chances, but we got into half time. I think while they were like, right, game management now. Stearman's coming in because Egan, I think it was Tatkoff, something like that. Stearman come in. We also obviously we sat back a lot more. I did notice that Ollie Norwood didn't do a great deal in the match, and I think that was partially because he's on 9 bookings, 1 more, and he's got a 2-match ban, and he didn't want to be banned against Wednesday. From the little bits that I've seen back on the EFL show, I've noticed him when the ball was there being like, shall I go for it, shall I not? And that must be the booking situation. So maybe if he gets a booking against Wednesday in the next match, then we've got 2 home games after that. We've got Rotherham and we've got Brentford, both at home. Brentford on a great run. Rotherham are difficult to beat sometimes. So yeah, there's still 2 tough matches. I'm not taking anything away from Rotherham or Brentford because on the day both of them can get a result against us. But maybe that's the game that we could do with him. We could do without him less, if that makes sense. I think that's right. So yeah, maybe that's what he was thinking. Anyway, we needed Ollie for this match. Fair enough, he might not have done a great deal, but still picks the ball up, sprays it out wide, gets those nice little challenges in there, stops them from advancing up the pitch. So yeah, I thought everyone were absolutely brilliant, saw out the game very, very well, and Dean Henderson made some, well, maybe one really good save. The other ones were pretty standard. One right at the end against Montero. He flew off that line, spread himself so well that the only way that Montero could have got that ball past him was over him. And if he's playing that ball over Henderson, one of the players would have got back on the line and cleared that. Perfect, brilliant goalkeeping. Just reminded me of Peter Schmeichel coming out making himself so big. But before that happened, there was a bit of a talking point. J. Rodriguez, he's done it before this season, handballed the ball into the net. And as soon as he did it, he was like, no, sorry, I've handballed it. The ref had seen it, or the linesman had seen it already, so it was fine. It's fine. We didn't need to worry. It was a heart-stopping moment, I'm not going to lie, but it's just disgusting, isn't it? It's just cheating again on West Brom's behalf. He's handballed the ball into the net. I think it was against Leeds at the beginning of the season. Was it against Leeds? It was against someone anyway, or was it for someone like that? He fell down and it hit his arm and it went in the back of the net. I don't think it was intentional, but he did it nonetheless. It hit his arm, it went in the back of the net. It should not have counted. He said nothing. He ran back so sheepishly to the kick-off. This time, held his hands up and said, sorry, I've handballed it. There's no way, if Dwight Gale doesn't get a 2-match ban for cheating a couple of weeks ago, that he does not put his hand up and say, sorry, I handballed it. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was like, do I really want to get a 2-match ban for cheating like my mate did the other week? Yeah, because losing someone like J. Rodriguez may cost you more than a point that they would have gained from that. But yeah, just disgusting again from the West Brom players. To say they've got a massive wage bill, paid a lot of money for players, got some ex-Premiership players in there, they really, really just don't seem to have the quality to beat teams at home. They've done well away. They're just not very good. Look at that, Dwight Gale up top. To be fair, he was quite poor. J. Rodriguez did not see him all game other than the handball. Montero that they brought on frightened the life out of us in the Swansea game, first game of the season, and ripped us apart, let's be fair. He did okay when he came on. Barry didn't do a great deal. Livermore, not a great deal. All these quality players just yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the manager not getting them motivated. I don't know if they passed it, but, well, obviously Dwight Gale's not passed it, and J. Rodriguez, but the likes of Barry, Livermore, maybe they passed it. Higaze, he was all over the place at times. I've got to say, the other centre-back, I've forgotten his name, he was very, very dangerous in the opposition box. Very good player, can't really say anything bad about him. And Sam Johnstone, I still think, is a great goalkeeper. But yeah, it was a nice win. It was nice to beat a team full of stars, and a bunch of fans that did not give us a hope in beating them, even though we were above them in the league. So yeah, anyway, there you go. That is my take on the match. Thank you very much for watching. We are currently in 2nd place. Leeds have got a game in hand, so if they win the game in hand, they are 3 points in front of us. Long way to go. We've got Leeds to play. We've got Bristol City to play. I can't remember who else we've got to play, but we've still got some big teams to play. And yeah, West Brom could even come back and get in the top 2. It's that open. It's so open. So anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to smash a like on it. And if you're new around here, please subscribe. Stay in good nick.